Over 65,000 attendees here in Lane Stadium to take on Stripe Effect Day as the Virginia Tech Hokies faced off against the number 23 ranked Clemson Tigers. After falling in a heartbreaking fashion to the Syracuse Orange 38-31 in overtime just a week prior, the Virginia Tech Hokies are still looking for a win to push them over the edge of being bowl eligible. Coming into the game, Clemson won 6 outings against Tech in a row, but the last time the Hokies have beat the Tigers was a 41-23 victory back in 2007. The Hokies were ready to get the ball rolling. The first quarter showed how strong and powerful the Virginia Tech defense can be, especially with an unbelievable pick from Jalen Jones to keep the Tigers at bay 0-0. The Hokies were the first to strike, with a blocked field goal going 77 yards the other way to make it a kick 6 for Quentin Reddish. 7-0 would be the score that takes both teams into the end of the first half. Coming into the second half, the Tigers got a wake-up call, and it definitely showed with a 21-yard catch into the end zone for Cole Nelson. The touchdown would kickstart the Tigers back into the game. With half the quarter in the books, Clemson would strike again as TJ Moore goes wide open for a 41-yard score. Clemson would take the lead 14-7. Going into the witching hour, Clemson looked red hot, while the Hokies defense started to look very tired. Jake Brenningstool would add to the scoreboard with a 12-yard catch to make the Clemson Tigers be up by 2 scores. The Hokies, without Bashal Tootin due to injury, would also decide to bench their star quarterback, Kyron Drones, for the rest of the game for backup Colin Schlee, who had time to shine during the battle against the Syracuse Orange. Both teams would go back and forth for half of the quarter until Colin Schlee threw an interception to give the Tigers a chance to add to their lead, in which they did with a 34-yard field goal to make the game 24-7. Schlee and the Hokies, with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, would get their first offensive touchdown of the game from a 14-yard throw to Aiden Green. The Clemson Tigers held on to the lead until double zeros hit the game clock. Here's what Coach Pry had to say on the outcome of the game.
Obviously disappointed. Ton of credit to Clemson. Good football team. Thought they rebounded well. We unfortunately didn't. There's some good things out there that we did, but too many mistakes, untimely penalties, dropped balls, busted calls defensively, turnovers. You can't beat a good team making the mistakes that we made this evening.
The Hokies are still looking for a chance to be bowl eligible as they fall to the Clemson Tigers 24-14 as your final score here from Lane Stadium. Virginia Tech will now go to 5-5, and their ACC record being 3-3. After the bye week, they'll head to Durham to take on the Duke Blue Devils, and it should be a fun one. Until then, I'm Connor Arthur with Virginia Tech Television saying so long, and have an awesome one.